Well, hey everybody, and welcome to Stalefish Podcast video number 4. I'm super excited tonight. I'm with a longtime friend and a guy that's got a ton of experience fishing the Fraser Valley in a whole bunch of different areas, Vic Carrao. Hey Vic, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Brent.
Hey, so let everyone know where you are. Geographically, you're not at home. Where are you sitting right now?
I'm in Earth, California, just about 15 miles Lake Havasu, Arizona.
Cool. And just so everybody knows, Vic's in a scenario where he's sharing Wi-Fi and we're FaceTime to FaceTime, so there could be bumps and pops kind of as per normal. Hey, so Vic, it's kind of customary already with the few episodes we've done to ask, seriously accomplished anglers like yourself, how did fishing start for you? Like, where did this all begin in your life?
Well, I had a few kind of short experiences with fishing as a young kid, 13, 14 years old. Worked at a gas station, and one of the guys that worked there was fanatical, and he used to take me down to Nicomet, Slough, and Cutthroat and Coho, and a lot of fun.
Excellent.
And then when the wife and I got together, she was an avid fisherman. Her dad grew up fishing with her dad. We started going camping and fishing every weekend, and did start trolling in the lakes, and then eventually went to fly fishing, and just with her every weekend when we were in our early 20s, and a lot of fun.
And now, amazingly, look at the lifestyle, and it's brought you. I just read recently, and I was like, whoa, blown away. STS Guiding Service has just celebrated 25 years in business.
Yeah, 25. It's been a while.
Wow, man. That makes me feel old even. I'm dating. I guided alongside you for 6 or 7 years, way back when in the Harrison Bay days when I was sitting out of a camper there and you had a trailer there. Look at all the stuff that you've accomplished in 25 years. Can you let us kind of know, like, just kind of the storyline of STS? It's super intriguing.
Well, it all started way back in the late 80s, late 80s, I guess, 88, 89. I worked for Select Anglers part-time, making extra money on weekends in Abbotsford alongside Rick Saul, probably know that name.
Yeah.
And for Cliff Jury, who owns Selective Angler, and he had expanded and opened up a bunch of stores up, and that didn't go so well. And then I ended up buying out one of the stores, and then it's kind of Rick and I just up the street from Hub Sports, and kind of went from there. And Rick and I ran his shop for a year and a half maybe, and then started guiding out of that shop. Rick and I went half on our first boat, and I used it for guiding. He used it for fishing, and my first guide trips were on the Harrison River only. So yeah, it was quite a start. Been a while.
Unbelievable. And then also, like, more recently, you'd really moved heavily into this, which is still, the thought of it blows my mind, running Hell's Gate and doing upper Fraser River jetboat tours.
Yeah. So, hiding down the lower Fraser for so many years, as you know, things have changed. It's gotten a lot busier, a lot more boat traffic out there, and a lot more people. And as you get older, you get a little grumpier. And
No.
And now if I even see another boat for the day, I kind of get a little grumpy. So where everybody's gone.
Yeah.
And so about I'd say in 2004, I started really getting into the whitewater, going down Lewiston, Idaho, doing a lot of jet boating down there.
Yeah.
Got my first custom whitewater boat built back in 2005, and then kind of switched from branch custom well to Hell's Canyon Marine, and had the boat built in 2007. So we went straight from kind of a guide boat to a specialty whitewater jet boat.
Yeah.
And in 2008, I had that twin built, and still running that same boat now. And Canyon is a place where you got to have a lot of respect for it, and you have to have a passion. It's not a place where you go in a jet boat, you go up there and start running. you have to be willing to lose everything, and not just your equipment, but your life. I mean, it's dangerous out there.
Yeah.
And as we've seen, and over the years, there's the odd tragic canyon, unfortunately, but it's not the place to learn. If you want to learn to run whitewater, you got to learn somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can go play way up in the canyon there.
Yeah. So do you remember the first time you shot? Like, is Sailor Bar the bigger rapid up there? Am I right, or is it how it funnels through Hell's Gate?
Hell's Gate is the biggest one up there for sure. I probably looked at it for about 1,000 times before I ever pulled the trigger. There's certain water levels that you have to learn, and there's when you stare at it for hours on end, you actually get to learn how the water moves at water levels, and there's a time when it's reasonably safe to pull the trigger, which is just a short window in the winter and a short window in the summer when the water's dropping. And I've learned water meter stages, from just being up there so much.
Yeah.
But a risky place, but been through the gate now 36 times. I think I'm safe on holding record. I think
holy.
Most anybody else has got one.
Yeah.
I should the record for a few years anyway.
And maybe now's a good time to say running these waters isn't somebody that has a jet boat wants to go and do and challenge you. You want to take this more of a trip with professionals like yourself. Like this is serious. This is running serious water.
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, 3 years ago, I guess I sold STS Guiding to BC Sport Fishing Group.
Correct. Yeah.
And so I don't know if people are familiar with that history, but I kind of got sick with cancer, leukemia, and decided time to downsize and kind of plan for the future and maybe not work so much and spend a little having fun, which I like to do.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Travel with motorcycle, off-road stuff. I love my off-road bikes and stuff.
I've been following your adventures on Facebook, man, and it's awesome. Like you're everywhere. You're doing. I just saw you picked up a new side by side, and I'm like, oh man, Vic's just giving her out there.
What's happened, Brad? As you get older, they say I can get old age, you go to the cage. That's a two-wheel thing. I just sold my adventure bike because I just hurt myself too much. It takes too long to heal. So now I need that cage around me to keep me. But I still want to do the adrenaline stuff. So
well, I think riding a Harley on the highways in third world countries is still the adventure stuff, dude. Yeah. No lacking in adrenaline still.
So
are you guiding anymore? Are you spending any time like in the summers up in BC and that, or?
Yeah. So what we've done is for Tony, we kind of I said, I want to still be in the business, but I don't want to run it. And so I'm for STS Guiding. Do some like winter, like down here. I'm down in Arizona, but I work about 2 hours a day on the laptop, answering emails, doing some bookings.
Yeah.
And they pay a small salary to do that. And then from August 1st until October 15th, I run all my canyon stuff. And we've kind of gone away from couple tours a little bit for me. I'm focusing on the full day adventure. So what we do is, what I do is a trip from Hope to Hell's Gate and back, 132-kilometer round trip.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we run, we sturgeon fish.
Yeah.
It takes about 3 hours to get to the gate and back if I didn't stop.
Yeah.
So we break that a little bit of sturgeon fishing, barbecue lunch.
Yeah.
I got some guns in the boat, do some skeet shooting if we have time. So it's a whole adventure.
Unreal.
It's a day of fishing, and that's why I'm still able to do something I really enjoy. I'm passionate about running whitewater, so I like going up into the canyon and playing. And it's just a great experience. Mm-hmm. And it's a little relaxed and staring at rods all day long.
Yeah, completely, especially when there's more people in the boat than normal too.
Yeah, we're running 6 to 12 people a day.
Wow.
And Renee is just amazing.
Yeah.
She helps me my daily trips and stuff. Yeah, I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I do 40 to 50 trips a year now. So
very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool. Without spoiling any of your secrets or giving up some stuff that you've worked hard for, you've sturgeon fished for 30 years, like guided for 30 years, or almost. Probably pretty close there, which is the average. That's 6 times the average guide span. 6 times.
yeah.
How's that upper canyon sturgeon fishing? Is that something that it differentiates itself from the regular, say, Agassiz Down traditional?
Yeah,
And you guys are even fishing way lower now, but
yeah, it is. It's quite a bit different. It's you're fishing, down in the lower river. Most of the places you fish, you're using your sounder to identify structure on the bottom, and a lot of the water lower half of the river is fairly steady, even from bank to bank. You might have a fast, if you have a fast big bend in the river, but up in the canyon, quite different. It's you can see, you can read the water, fish the water visually versus having to
gotcha.
know what's all the same. Because you're fishing really fast water, edges of seams, feeding lanes. I'd almost say more like steelhead fishing, where you
Huh.
look at the water, that's where a fish would sit. That's kind of more how I fish up in the canyon versus just going to your standard holes and fishing, the flats or like that, where the water speed and the fish can be laying anywhere. Where I fish, the fish are very specific. Within 2-3 feet of where you're throwing your lines, that's where those fish are laying. They're not spread out. You're not drop like you do in the lower river, where you might throw your baits out, sit for 45 minutes and bring them. Where we fish, it's 10 minutes if I haven't got one, I'm gone.
Gotcha. So it's
They're there.
right. So you're picking your spot, and either you're gonna hook up or not, and then possibly try somewhere else.
And just little different style. We use a lot of railway spot leader because there's a lot of rocks, a lot of snags. You
Okay.
want to leave it head on the bottom all the time. And, nothing's worse than hooking into a big fish and getting spooled because your lead's trapped on the bottom. So we're using 6 to 8 inch leaders, running railway spikes, and then setting the hook and breaking the leader, and then fighting just the fish.
Gotcha.
We're not on this much either.
Talk about adapting to the bottom in the scenario. Vic's done a ton of research as well with sturgeon over the last 2 decades plus. Is it a subspecies? Is there a change in the family order, or is this a different characteristic of a sturgeon? And where does that line happen on the Fraser?
Yeah, so from Yale upstream, and that would be including Little Wet area and further north. Sturgeon are slightly different. They're still classified as white sturgeon, but their DNA file is slightly different. And as you know, they've adapted to faster water. That they have long toes. I've heard, the pig nose.
Yeah,
That was a fun.
yeah. I think in my time on the Fraser, we called them shovel noses, and we would only see
Yeah,
them fishing like Blue Ridge, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. From Pinocchio's up in the canyon. They've adapted really long noses, shoulders. They're different shapes, and they've adapted to that fast water and top fish up there. I mean, we don't get the real ones like you do down in that mission area.
Yeah.
A big fish canyon's 9 feet. That's about as big as you get up above the 8 spot. A 6-footer fights like an 8-footer.
I'm
And
sure.
a 9-footer down, just because you're fighting that big water, fast water. You have to be willing to chase a fish 3-4 kilometers.
Wow.
Water running rapids, chasing fish through them.
Yeah.
So it's a different experience. Absolutely, all together.
Incredible. So obviously, we all know that the salmon have kind of come into more recent struggles in the last decade. Does that affect the feed and the bait and certain things that go on in the upper river now too? You having to improvise a little bit more with baits?
Yeah, it really has, and not just the amount of fish, but also the lack of fishery. Because as you know, when the river opens to sport fishing or even First Nations, everybody's catching fish. They're gutting their fish. They're getting blood in the water. It's getting those fish excited, and now they're going to start to feed. So when you don't have a fishery open until middle of September, there's that lack of food in the river, even though there's maybe lots of salmon, but they're not getting the clean salmon, the heads, the gills, the
Right.
bellies.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Turns them on and makes them aggressive.
Yeah.
So it does fishing. It makes it a lot slower, tougher, a little harder, smarter with your beats. But it does definitely changes the game, especially the last few years, because our fisheries are getting reduced. Just about every season, we're less time on the water.
Yeah.
For salmon. So yeah, it does make quite a bit of difference.
Interesting. Super interesting. So, what other? You said you're kind of doing multiple activities throughout the day. What is like a canyon trip with Vic Carrao look like if you're booking one of the canyon tours?
Well, we started at 8 in the morning out of Hope, and like I said earlier, it takes about 3.5 hours to do the whole trip to Hell's Gate back. So we usually run 10, 15 minutes upriver, stop, do some sturgeon fishing, kind of work our way to Yale, maybe take the first hour or two even, depending how good fishing is.
Yeah.
Up there, those fish are moving around. We're up every day, so I kind of know where I want to fish, where I don't. So we work our way up to Yale, and usually by about 10 or 11 o'clock, we head out of Yale. And the first real major obstacle is Saddle Rock. That's where, you really need to know what you're doing and what the water levels are at and know the lines. Have to teach you how to run that rapid.
Sure.
You don't just go up, look at it, and think you can do it.
Yeah.
Because it's different than it looks. You look at it, and it looks like there's a line up the right side, and that's where everybody crashes because there isn't. And there is at certain times, but a lot of the time there isn't. And you end up hurting yourself and sinking your boat there. So that's the one that you really got to. So that's the stopper. Once I get past that rock, I got the rest of the river from there to Hell's Gate, pretty much to ourselves for the day. Yeah. We don't see anything. We work our way fishing up to the gate. A couple spots up there where we like to have our barbecue lunch and do some skiing if the weather's good and people are behaving themselves.
What, all guests don't behave themselves on a jet boat? Let's talk about that machine that I just drool over every time I see it. And you always somehow strategically have that thing parked right at the lineup in front of Tradex, the sportsman show every year. What's the size and what's the power? What is that? The last time I was operating a jet boat and guiding on the river, I was in a 20-footer with a 302, which is nothing like what that thing is that you're running.
That was a little well intruder you had there.
Yeah.
That was a great.
Yeah.
I remember.
That would fit inside that unit that you're running now, though.
Sure. Well, you probably told that a little faster than they could run.
So what is that? What length and power of seating? Walk me through that thing.
Yeah, it's a 28-foot twin-engine Hell's Canyon Marine, called HCM. They're specifically designed for whitewater.
Yeah.
So my front end of the boat is like a scoop, similar to the old Woolridges, which was one of the first companies that kind of designed that scoop style so that you're not steering your boat with the water, or the water's not steering your boat. So that's called bow shoot.
Gotcha.
So with ACM, it only has a 13-degree dead rise in the bow, so there's no bow shear. You can get up on the wave and you can let go of the steering, the boat will just sit there still, won't move. Great fishing boat. We had it built in 2008. Just had it repainted, new sliders, so she looks like brand new again.
Do those boats have a reinforced windshield or something like that? Because I've seen pictures of your machine taking a ton of water directly at the windshield.
Yeah, I run light fan, and we bolted it. So, and that's the key. I mean, if you're ever really want to learn how to run whitewater, before you even go there, that's your number one mod that you have to do to your boat. Take your rubber seals out, take the glass out, light fan, bolt it in, and then, because the number one way to sink your boat is stuff your nose between two waves, and then that wave, the pressure of the water on your windows blows out that rubber seal and sinks your boat, and a lot of times pins the driver to the seat. So that's the first thing you want to do.
That does not sound cool at all.
It's insane because if you actually run a lot of whitewater, you have to practice it. So you have to practice thinking your boat so that you're comfortable, so that when you're unexpected, you don't panic and you got 10, full people.
Gotcha. Yeah, just almost like everything else that has some adrenaline, it's well worth being calm and collected when shit's hitting the fan. In that kind of water, is it like I've run a bunch of smaller systems with little rapids? Is downriver completely different than going upriver in that kind of rapid? It's got to be scared. It's got to be moving.
Yeah, you have to know it's kind of, well, it depends what you're running. Like with big water and big drops, you can't see the actual rapids. So when you're at the top and you're coming into it, you have to know where to enter, what side of the river, where to make your turns. All that has to be preset. You don't learn to run downriver. You learn to run upriver and you memorize your way down. And that's how you do it. And with Hell's Gate, it's a one-trick pony. You come down and you got maneuver to make, and then you just hang on and squeeze your butt cheeks and hope for the best.
I have a big important question for you. Does it still get you going? Do you still get white knuckles going through there?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've been through 36 times. I haven't in 2 years. I promised the wife that I'd stop the rest of my life, and my clients left too. So it's occasion. I would tell people, it's funny. I get guys in my phone, and someone will go, "Oh, we're gonna run the gate. We're gonna run the gate." I would tell them, that's not part of my trip. I don't really run the gate. And people through there, I do it for myself. I do it for my own adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
If I have a real group of people and they're like awesome, I might ask the question, but if they ask me, it's usually, no, and the more they ask, the less I would do it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's dangerous that you really do, you're putting your life on the line.
For sure. Yeah.
When you're both at kids and that team, and, it's not the place to be jacking around. So
totally.
You have to be all in to do that one, or you have no business being there.
So I think everybody heard that from Vic. You got to ask him like 13 times if you're on a trip with him, and you might get to go through. I think that's what I picked up from that. Hey, well, Vic, this is a shorter video podcast. I really, really appreciate you taking out some of the time tonight to join in. How do people get a hold of you? What's the best way to, if you're on the boat this summer, what's the best way to get a hold of Vic and follow you?
Yeah, so as you know, we're still running as normal, so you can do any time, Harrison through Mission, up in the canyon with me. Right, but we still got some great guys working the river and the midsection. And we got a great team of guys. So that's great. But you can get a hold of us through www.guidebc.com. We got a Facebook page, STS, Facebook/STS Guiding, Instagram. Don't use Twitter a lot, but we're learning, one step at a time.
Yeah. Every day is a new one for sure. Hey, hopefully I see you soon, man. It's been a while, and I'm going to make sure that I can grab one of these cameras this summer and jump on that boat. And I'll ask you 13 times to go through the gate. It might happen. Well, hey, thanks again for joining in, Vic, and we'll see you soon. It's been a pleasure.
All right, buddy. Take care.
You too.